In 2022, we attended the first Cache Days of the Hill, and it immediately became my favorite event, and KD became my favorite track. Now in 2023, they added a class that I actually fit all the rules for except for tire size. I have always had to run big tire and get my teeth kicked in, so the thought of having a class that I could actually be competitive in was ridiculously exciting. So I borrowed a set of 275/60s from Dustin, and while Bobo was mounting them up, I got the express van all ready for the long trip down to KD. I've been running the van in no prep races for 4 seasons now, and this is the first time that I actually had a chance to be competitive. I never wanted to run small tires in the van because I just thought it would look stupid, and I wasn't wrong. But if you can't beat them, join them. So Dad and I took off Friday morning and got down to South Webster right around lunchtime. We found the 7 Mile Smokehouse just as they were about to open up for lunch, and I'm glad we did. Dad got the Mad Dog and I got the brisket sandwich, and the food was incredible. We got to KD, got a great spot, and this was just shaping up to be the best experience ever. And we ended up getting a great pit neighbor that you'll definitely see a whole lot more of.
The Jeep was wrapped like this last
year. You'll also see a whole lot more of this guy. Block and Street Outlaws was there and actually raced 2 cars in the same class. And one of my favorites, the freshly rebuilt Raggedy Ann Mustang. So as I've started racing more no prep races, I've learned that I really like sketchy tracks, and KD is by far my favorite. Go ahead and try to read this surface that goes from concrete to bare to awful. And of course, the hill is epic. Now everything I love about KD is emphasized by everything I love about the Cache Days, rules, and drivers meeting. Nice logo, dude.
Appreciate y'all coming. Be a pretty gangster time, it looks like. Gonna go over some basic information. Here's your run order for tonight. First class out's gonna be run what you brung. Second class, True Street. Third class, tailgate. And final class is gonna be Gangster 26. The way we're gonna do chip draw for everybody is our normal method with Kenzie. She's got all your names wrote down on the chip. She's gonna put them in the bag. She's gonna pull it out. First chip out's gonna be left lane, second chip out's gonna be right. There is a buy run, it'll be the first chip out the bag. Once you get a buy run, you're not eligible for a buy run through the rest of the night until everybody else has had a buy. If you have the buy run, your first car down the track. That's for every round up to the semifinals. Once we get to the semifinals, if it's 3 cars left, the pair will go down the track. If anybody wants to do a first round call out in any class, it has to be a minimum $500 per each side, $1,000 total. To do a call out. So if you got a call out, let us know before we start drawing. If there is a review, we are only going to do reviews at the end of the round. A review cost is $100. If the review is found in your favor, you get the $100 back. If the review is not found in your favor, we put the $100 on top of the pot for that class. True Street class. If you're in True Street class, you have to have all body panels on. That includes your hood. If you show up without your hood on, you're either disqualified or you'll fall under the time rule, which you will have, all classes will have 2 minutes before the water box and 2 minutes after the water box. If you still need more time, we'll walk over to the other driver. He can give you his 2 minutes, but if he doesn't, he can take the win. The way we're gonna call y'all up to the lanes, we're gonna do 6 pairs at a time. When we make the first call for your class, you have 15 minutes to get to the lanes. We'll do a first call to start it off. 5 minutes later, we'll do a second call. At the 10-minute mark, we'll do the final call. And at the 15-minute mark, cars are going down the track. I'll have Limpy go over his staging procedure if y'all.
And if you want to challenge the call, it has to be somebody from your team. Put up if somebody's betting and wants to throw up the money, then that's fine. But I can't just say the dude won or jumped or whatever. Somebody has to determine that they want to see it and pay to see the jump.
So if you're flagging, you know they jump, you're not calling any jumps. Somebody has to.
Yeah. If you think so and so jumped, then you got to say, or somebody from your team has to say, I think they jumped. I mean, unless it's just blatant. I mean, just bad. And the same thing on the finish line. If you think you won, $100 on the finish line, he'll send it to me, and y'all ain't gonna like the call. If he calls it one way, y'all ain't gonna like it. So thank you for your money if y'all want to do that. Stage like you did for the tree. We're going by bumper though, not tire. We go by bumper right here. First in, the first guy bumps in. The second guy's got 5 seconds to bump in. If you ain't bumped in within 5 seconds, I'm just hitting the light.
Going down the track by 9. So we've got 23 in Run What You Brung. Let's see, 13 in True Street, 6 in Tailgate, and 7 in 26. Kenzie's going to do the chip draw now. We're going to go ahead and get the chip draw done. Once she's got the chip draw done, if you're in that class, come up here and take a picture. And like I said, 8:30 will be your first call for Run What You Brung.
As soon as the last car pulls off for each class, she's going to be redrawing for that class immediately. So all you have to do is send somebody up, take a picture of it, it's done. She don't care who draws who, it doesn't matter. When you win, your chip goes back in the bag. It's very simple.
Any final questions before we start drawing?
If somebody stages with their front tire and maybe Limpy doesn't catch it, are we allowed to challenge that? Because it's happened to us.
Limpy will catch it.
Tony's got the bag. How did you call that?
In rock.
6 shifts for the win.
First pair left lane, Rob Ward. First pair right lane, Brandon Goble. 6 pair left lane, Wayne Lewis. 6 pair right lane, Tom Swell.
Now, I have been within the first 3 pairs down the track of every race that I've raced in, and being 6th pair really did me in. But we'll get to that. I love True Street because they actually tech the cars. Not for safety equipment, even though I'll pass that no problem, but to make sure that the cars actually fit the rules so you don't have to contest it. They look over the cars ahead of time, and you know that everyone there is on the same playing field. I have never entered a no prep race with the thought of even going past first round, but this was my race. All steel, licensed insured, full interior, roll-up windows, all body panels.
Even the belt.
Now, there's going to be some killers for sure, but this was the best chance that I had, and I knew it. Now, this guy didn't fit any of the rules, and I was waiting to see what was going to happen. And he was teched out. Amazingly, he was surprised by this decision. Now, I love hanging around the people of No Prep and the whole vibe more than anything else in general, but I was really excited to feel like I was actually part of the peer group in this one. The van is very predictable. I race it a lot. I'm very confident in it. But as I was leaving tech, there was just a slight catch to the starter that I didn't like. And I've always run in Run What You Brung or Big Tire, so I'm used to being the first down. But the first pair down the track in this race was our neighbor with the Corvette. This was a fresh combination with the top end spec'd by the blower shop and the bottom end spec'd by Ohio Crankshaft. He's running a 7AL box with no data logger and a timing retard button like we talked about putting on the 34. So it was finally time for True Street to be called, and I was feeling so confident, I put a rear-facing camera on my van for the first time on the track. But that little bit of a starter catch got in my head, and I was afraid to turn the van off because I'm always terrified that it's not going to restart in the staging lanes. Normally this wouldn't be an issue, but they were only calling 6 pairs up at a time. And with the buy run, I was the 7th. So I had to sit by and wait for them to call. And I didn't want to miss it, but I didn't want to turn the van off.
Hey, man. Good luck. Hey.
So by the time we finally got to pull up, I had had this poor thing idling for more than 25 minutes. Now even that's never been an issue. It doesn't overheat, it doesn't usually load up, and if it does, the plugs clear out pretty quick. So I was really hoping that one good burnout would clear everything up. But the burnout was grotesque, and the fact that the gauges were going berserk made it clear that this was not a mechanical issue. But it was still running, so I figured I'd back up, try to make a pass, until everything went dark. Now at this point, I am beyond frustrated. I don't know what's going on. I'm missing my big opportunity, and God bless it, but everybody was worried that I wasn't in the groove. So all of my excitement, all of my confidence was gone, and all I felt was frustration and shame and embarrassment. I just wanted to get this over with. Congrats to Tom Soil. He did a good job. His car ran better than I'd seen it run, and he went a few rounds that night. But I was really, really upset because I felt like I really had something for him. In Heads Up No Prep Racing, there's no buybacks, there's no second chance race. There wasn't even test and tune rounds for this race. It was 3.5 hours, a few $100s for one chance, and I completely blew it by being in my head too much. So we pivoted.
I got a camera on your car too. Oh yeah, you guys are all set. So since our day wasn't as good as we hoped, so yeah.
This guy's combination had no dyno time, no testing prior to this race. He already won first round, and now he's going up against Cali Nate. It's funny how you can spend an afternoon just parked next to somebody, and suddenly you're rooting for them like you're part of their team. Third round, he drew block.
I got it.
Seriously, I'll bullshit aside. Where the hell did you come up with all this power all of a sudden?
I lost it, I think. It popped.
It looked like you might have.
Your cat crawled through the hat.
It started smoking.
Two top guys out. You're killing it. You're killing it. You're the man. I told you, man. You did it. You got it, man. It popped through the hat at the other end. What happened? It popped through. That feels funny. They can fucking breathe in their way. Look.
Oh yeah.
So that pretty much ended our evening, or at least it should have. So while I was up filming the final races, I was talking with Happy and explaining what happened, and we overheated the electronics in the van, just letting it idle too long with the big block headers. And he told me if I wanted to, I could make a pass after everything was done. It was late, I was still pretty upset, and I should have just let it go, but I took the opportunity. This time, the van acted completely normal, just like it always does. I was just wrong. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was focusing on that little cone and thought that was the starting line. I got back to the pits and Dad was pretty upset, I was pretty upset, and it was just time to go to bed and hope that tomorrow was a better day. I've always said anytime it pulls back on the trailer under its own power, it's a good day racing, and I just kind of lost sight of that this weekend. I got myself excited at the possibility of being able to go rounds, and just, it bit me. It's my own fault. It's still my favorite race, my favorite track, and I'll definitely be back next year with a cooler head and a better game plan.